Hey, what's up everyone? If you ever see my videos on occasion, you know a couple of things. I like knives and I particularly like Protechs. So right now I'm in the process of trying to get one of all their current models, then maybe get some of the kind of like limited edition ones. Well, went to my local knife shop and I'm looking around and then an embarrassing thing happened. I saw something I didn't know existed. Now, if this was something that was made like, 20 years ago, when Protech was first, like a new company, I could say, well, okay, I can excuse myself. But I can't. Now, I know what you're thinking. No, not the Strider. I've had this one for a little while. It's a Strider SNG. It's a Blade HQ exclusive. No, I've known about this one. What I didn't know was about its son, the Strider, the Protech Strider PT. And as you can tell, it looks a whole heck of a lot like the full-size Strider, but like a little miniature version. So let's take a look at this. Then I'll tell you why I like it so much. So the regular Strider is about 8 1/4 inches. And the little PT Strider is about 6 1/2 inches, I'd say. The blade length on it is about, the length of the blade, I should say, is 2 3/4 inches, but the actual cutting edge is about 2 1/4 inches. Whereas this one is a little over 3 1/2 inches, and the cutting edge is about 2 7/8 inches. And handle is about 4 3/4, whereas this one is, let's get it down here, about 3 5/8. Well, I was pretty excited, let me tell you. Went to the shop and I saw another Protech Strider SNG that I really liked. And as I went to go pick that one up, I saw that there was something a little unusual. I'm like, what the heck is this amongst all the Protechs? Well, it was this. So I picked it up, and in my hands was a teeny tiny SNG. And I didn't know this thing existed. So I looked at the box, I'm like, the Strider PT? I was like shocked, I was exuberant. And I said, I have to have this. Well, MSRP on this was $260. I ended up getting it for $200, which I was really, really pleased with. Now, a couple of things about this knife that I absolutely love. It's a small knife. So, it's good for concealed carry if you're trying to carry, concealed knife. Two, of course, it's a lock back. Well, I should say it locks. It's a locking knife. Third is it's an auto. I like that a lot. But the other thing is, it's when you're using it, it's because I've done a pretty good amount of cutting the last few days since I picked it up. It feels like a much bigger knife than what it is, and I'll show you in a second. Like I said, from top of the handle to the tip of the blade, it's 2 3/4 inches, and it's only like 2 1/4 inches from actual sharpened, like the blade choil up. But this is actually a 4-finger knife, believe it or not. Let me show you. Now, put your finger in here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's barely a 4-finger knife. See, look, my pinky's kind of hanging off, right? And then if I make a fist, I only have half a pinky. So you might not call that a full 4-finger knife, right? Because, see? But watch. You have your sharpening choil here, and then you have your finger choil. You choke up a little bit here. 2, 3, 4. Look at that. You got plenty of real estate right here. Plenty! It's great. And then when you're cutting, what I love is you get this forward choil, and then put your fingers on, and this kind of, I don't know if you'd refer to this as jimping, because this is, now just keep in mind this is an aluminum frame, but you get this like aggressive jimping, and it just like finds the right place in the heel of your palm right down here. So you have 4 fingers, you have this pressing into your palm, pretty aggressive there. The texturing, I think you could probably like file a nail with these things. Okay, I'm joking, but you get the idea. So I mean, it's really aggressive texturing. So you get the cool finger choil, you get this this area that's kind of cut in for your middle finger. Great texturing, and it goes right into your hand. Now, another thing, if you watch some of my knife videos, I like jimping. I see awesome knives, and you can have jimping. You can always have more jimping. Jimping is awesome, especially if it's aggressive jimping. That's just my style. I like that. Look at this thing. That's some aggressive jimping right there. And the other thing I like is it's a pretty decent amount right down the blade. So if you're holding it with a regular stance, you have a little bit of the blade jimping on your thumb tip, and then you have this here. So it's pretty good. It's not bad. But then when you choke up, now you have it perfectly where your thumb, the knuckle on your thumb is, and then even, look at that, a little bit past where I would have my finger. So, I mean, I even have a little extra. And then when I lean forward, a little bit more. So, I mean, I just love this. Like, this is not going to slip out of your hands. Between the profile of the scales, you know, the jimping on the scales themselves on the sides, on the spine of the blade, I mean, it's pretty freaking awesome. I love it. It is just like a great everyday carry knife. And like I said, where I am, you can't conceal carry more than 3 inches. So if you want something concealable, this is it. As far as the blade goes, the blade steel is 154 cm. As you can see right here, 154 cm. Can you see that? There, yeah, 154 cm, I wouldn't lie to you. And it's DLC coated blade, so that's pretty good. And another impressive thing that I really like, and I was showing this to my wife, and she didn't seem really impressed by it, but it's one of those things that is why I like Protech, the attention to detail. So as you can see, you have 2 screws in there that hold down the clip. Now, a lot of places will just drill a couple of holes, put the clip on, and then the clip sits a little bit higher than the knife. Protech typically mills out that spot, and they make it about as thick as the clip itself, so it sinks in. So when you're sliding this over your pants pocket, it's not getting hung up on anything. It's sliding right past that clip. So this way, you have a deep carry pocket clip, guess what? You can actually utilize the whole thing. It's not getting hung up down here. It's not like, you know, maybe tearing up your pocket little each day. It just goes right in. Now you might say, well, you know, you got that aggressive texturing. It's going to tear up your pocket. No, not really. Not like you think, because look what else they did. They have this really cool aggressive texturing in here, but right under the clip, it's smooth. Perfectly smooth. All along the part where the clip would go, it's smooth. They think of everything, these people. I love them. And of course, the action is incredible. Now, the only bad thing about this is, like I said, I'm kind of late to the Protech game. I've really been into them now for a little over a year, and I have not seen these online anywhere. And to be honest with you, I never even came across any YouTube reviews or anything of them until after I got home. I said, I gotta like search these things. How did I miss it? And then I saw some like popular knife reviewers doing videos. Like Metal Complex did a really good video. If you haven't seen his videos, check them out. If you like knives, you probably know his channel, but just to let you know, and he gave it a really glowing review also. And it's just like a great knife. So like if you're looking for a small knife, but you don't want a small knife because they're kind of uncomfortable to hold and they're kind of awkward, this is the knife. I mean, this is the small knife that you can get a great grip on. Excellent purchase. It's an auto. It's a Protech. I mean, it's like a little beast. I mean, it's just a fantastic knife. Now, granted, I've only had this for a few days now, so I would not call this a review by any stretch of the imagination. Let's call it a first impression, and if that's the case, my first impression is very, very favorable. I like it quite a bit. Just like a really, really solid knife. And like as I compared to the adult in the room, the Strider SNG, if you hold these together, I mean, you can just tell like it's a big difference there. And like I said, this is a great knife too. It's just that sometimes you can't carry it in certain circumstances. That's the only bad thing with this one, because this one is something I really love myself. although I'm a little reluctant to use it. I bought this as a Blade HQ exclusive for $260. Arizona Custom Knives is selling them for $455. So I feel like I'd be like wrecking a collectible there. So I'm a little reluctant. If there are times when I can open carry it, it would be good just for some light use. But this is just great. This is going to get some frequent pocket time because just like it just checks so many boxes. And like I said, for the price, it was $200. And if you compare that to some of Protech's other smaller knives, you figure the SBR is pretty small. Those are like $225, $230. So this is coming in below that. And it's not coming in that much ahead of like the Half-Breed, the Newport. I'm trying to think about. So I think like the Half-Breeds are going for like 170, 175. The Newports typically about 190 to 200. But the thing is with the Half-Breed and the Newport, they're very nice, but like I was told, they're more like a gentleman's knife, and that's true. The Runt, for example, the Runt's a great knife. You can get like a textured coated Runt for like 165, I believe. Well, this is like 35 more, at least where I bought it. It was $35 more, but you get about another 3/4 of an inch of blade, and you get more real estate on the scales. And because it has this like, kind of like slant down here and then kind of pokes out here, it's like you're getting the length, but you're not getting the bulk. I gotta tell you, it's a great design. So I'm gonna stop like just throwing compliments on this thing, and I'll let you guys go. If you are not subscribed, please consider doing so and hitting the like button. And also, I think I'm probably around that time where I might do like a Protech like collection video. I'm kind of doing it more so for me than for you guys, because I just want something I can kind of go back to and kind of like as a touchstone to see where I am maybe in a couple of years. But you have a good one. I'll talk to you later.